Greetings, chosen ones. This is going to be a heated discussion, so let's get to it. First of all, this is going to be a chosen one video along with a 12 signs video. Now, I know some people may find that contradictory, but I'm going to have a long video about that elsewhere, but I'm just going to say a few things on that. So chosen ones, let's begin with Romans 8:28. And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love him. God works for the good of those who love him and who have been called according to his purpose. So chosen ones, first things first, your destiny, your life, how you live your life is between you and God. Judgment is between every individual and God himself. Judgment itself can only be between God and the individual himself. Period. We know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose for them. All right, then let's look at Romans 11:29, chosen ones. For God's gift and his call can never be withdrawn from a person. So God's gift and his call on you can never be withdrawn from you, ever. Chosen ones, you have people out here trying to discredit you, trying to tell you you can't dance a certain way, you can't do a certain thing, you can't be this and do this. They're trying to play God. They're trying to play God, and it's hilarious, chosen ones, because the whole time God is watching them, and he's thinking, Matthew 7, do not judge, or you too will be judged. And God is just watching you, living divinely in your light, honoring him and the purpose that he bestowed upon you, which is why he's blessing you, chosen ones. Meanwhile, he's watching your haters judge the crap out of you, and they're wondering why certain things are happening to them, happening in their life, they're wondering why you're glowing up, they're wondering why these things are happening. Meanwhile, you're just over here loving him, honoring him, living in a pure divine purpose that God already destined, as we saw, Romans 11:29, 11:11, God's gift and his call upon you, chosen one, can never be withdrawn from you. Meanwhile, you have these Decepticons over here, Matthew 7, do not judge or you too will be judged. They're over here judging you. Then let's look at John 4:20. It goes even deeper into this. If someone says, I love God, but they hate a fellow believer, they're judging a fellow believer, that person is a liar, chosen ones. That person is a liar. And that's why these Decepticons are going crazy out here, chosen ones, because they cannot believe that you're able to glow up. They cannot believe that you're able to stand in your purpose. They cannot believe that you're out here dancing this way. They cannot believe that you're expressing yourself this way and that way, and that you dare call yourself a follower. Meanwhile, you're out here honoring God. You're out here not judging them. You're out here living the divine path and purpose that God placed you to do, chosen one. He put you on this planet to live out this purpose, to express this purpose, and you're out here doing it. Meanwhile, these other people are going against his word, and that is why the fury and the wrath and the judgment of God is being cast upon those people this season, this year, 2023. Mark my words, chosen ones, because John 4:20 says, if someone says, I love God, but they hate a fellow believer, they're judging a fellow believer, they are a liar. They are a liar. For if we don't love those who we can see, then how can we love God? Matthew 7, do not judge or you too will be judged. So false prophets will out themselves when they express their disdain or hatred for you, and when they try and tell you that you can't both practice your faith and your purpose. Because your faith and your purpose may look a certain way to someone, but guess what, chosen ones? It's not for them to judge. It is only for God to judge. And it's between you and God, your purpose that you were put on this planet to do, chosen ones. Not to mention, we can really get into this a little deeper, which I'm going to because I've done heavy research on this. I've probably written 25 pages in this book just tonight in the last 4 hours, because if you can't tell, I am like all sorts of heated up about this, because first of all, anti-astrology didn't actually come up in the Bible until the Catholic period. In fact, in Jewish history and Judaism, they actually had court astrologers. In fact, St. Mary's Church in Norway from the 11th century is decorated with the 12 astrology signs. In fact, the Bible is actually an astrological allegory. Jesus had 12 disciples, the 12 tribes of Israel. There are a whole host of things on this, and I will get into the research on this and the history of this, because these are things that I love and I'm passionate about. Also, he says rebel angels, just like there are bad prophets and there are good prophets. There are bad there are bad priests and there are good priests. In every field, chosen ones, we must use discernment because there is bad and good. There's always both sides of the hand. So he says rebel angels will aim at control and manipulation through the knowledge of the stars, whereas good angels will prophesy, the good prophets, they will prophesy. That's what the good prophets did. They followed the stars. There are so many. I have like 20 different Bible verses about how God literally told people to follow the signs of the stars, to wait until the signs of the stars, and to prophesy and to hold their tongue until they saw certain signs in the stars. This is of the word, chosen ones, and it's ridiculous out here what people will say, but good angels will prophesy to better understand circumstances and to better understand how they can align with God's purpose for them. And that is how I read, chosen ones. I do not read to manipulate and control situations. You can watch any of my 12 sign readings. I never once have read in my life to try and control and manipulate a situation. I have only ever read in my entire life to better understand a person's situation, to help them align their life better with God. Another thing I want to say, I spoke this on my story tonight. It is hilarious out here, chosen ones, what Decepticons will try and say on you. First of all, I am all natural. I have no Botox, I have no fake nails, I have no fillers, no fake eyelashes, none of that stuff. I'm completely sober. I don't even use caffeine. The only sugar that I take is from sweet potatoes and natural fruit. And I'll have people out here, old photography clients that are trying to chastise me and bastardize me, who are out here drinking their wine with their lip filler, their Botox, their fake hair plugins, their fake eyelashes. It is hilarious. These Decepticons out here are just hilarious, and they're really trying to get after it. But you know what? God protects the ones who follow his path, his purpose for them, because we know, Romans 8:28, chosen ones, that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose for him. All right, so with that, chosen ones, I am going to get into the 12 signs. And we're doing angel messages, so you can't even judge me on that. All right, starting with Capricorn. I will timestamp this after. Please, pretty please, subscribe and like to the channel. When this is over on YouTube, this will be timestamped. Please share the channel. It helps it grow so people can get the messages that they need so they can better align their life. All right, Capricorn, you are in a place of feeling like some of you have given too much. Some of you are in a place where you've given too much and you feel in the gas. I'm hearing no more gas in the red. So some of you are feeling like you're in the red. I will say, if you're going out on a long road trip, Capricorns, because I know some of my Capricorn friends can kind of test their driving when they're on E. So please, with all of the weather that is occurring right now, Capricorn, please be very cautious about your travel. Please make sure that your gas tank is full. Please make sure that you have blankets, etc., things like this in your car if you were to get stranded somewhere, if you're on a road trip. I just have to say these things because I am seeing them. There is something here. Make sure you always have food and water. I always like to just keep a gallon or 16 ounces at least of water in my car at all times, and I always keep a heavy wool blanket in the back as well. Not to mention I have a ton of horse blankets back there. But these are just little things, Capricorn, if you're traveling. There's also something here about fires. So some of my Capricorns can be around bonfires or having fires, lighting fires can be a way that you get closer to God, a way that you get closer to your ancestors, a way that you spend time in meditation or in prayer. Lighting a candle, I'm hearing prayer candles, so for some of my Capricorns, this can be something that is helpful for you during this time, connecting in this way. There's also something here, Capricorn, about needing to calm any arrogance or any impulsivity, to kind of woosah whenever you feel charged up about something. There's also something here about peace and harmony coming in. I'm seeing this perhaps like after the 2nd and 3rd week of February. So Capricorn, if you feel like you've been going through a kind of grueling time period, it will let up here in the next couple weeks. You are protected from accidents during this time. There is something here about having success when it comes to a musical talent. So there's definitely Capricorn here who is supposed to be a musician, a singer, an artist in some form. And so Capricorn, if this is even something that you haven't fully actualized yet, but you've always wanted to learn, you've always wanted to dive into, then God is saying 100% music is a part of your soul path. It is a part of your purpose. And now is a perfect time during the next 3 months to really put into it. In fact, Capricorn, if you were to just totally focus on your instrument for just 1 hour a day for the next 90 days, God will pay you back tenfold on that. And you would really be surprised what comes through whenever you just, give to your instrument, give to yourself, and give back to Him rather than giving to all these false Decepticons that you're around. Because for some of my Capricorns, you are in this, this FOMO, fear of missing out, hanging out with the wrong crowd is what I'm hearing. There's an energy of, and it's ridiculous because you could still, you're trying to protect certain friendship groups or certain situations that you just know are total hypocrites and don't have your best interest at hand. It's like God has already shown you the truth of them, and yet you're still keeping them around for some reason. So for some of my Capricorns, there's something here in needing to realize the bad fruit, and that was actually another thing that I was going to read on. I'll do this for my tomorrow daily devotional. But there's something here, you can tell them by their fruit. And so see your friends, see the people around you, and the ones that aren't bearing good fruit, they need to get out of there. So, all right, moving on to Aquarius. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Aquarius, please check your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. I will write that as well. And as always, if you'd like a personal reading, hit me up. Whoa, Aquarius, this is a lot. Oh my goodness. Okay, so first of all, Aquarius, you are trying to make it over a bridge. You could have a little animal friend. Painting could be really good for you. Bird watching could be really good for you. Eagle and a beaver are showing up as really strong spirit animals. Beavers, they make a dam. They also they gnaw with their teeth. So I'm hearing biting through. The Gene Keys is a really powerful system by Richard Rudd. You can look up the Gene Keys. You can get your free profile on the Gene Keys and see what your life purpose is, your life's work. You can see different keys about relationship struggles or kind of go through your shadow. It basically tells you about yourself and what your shadow is, what your gift is, and how to move from your shadow into your gift. So for some of my Aquarians, it could be really powerful for you to check out that system. And again, you can get your profile for free. The Gene Keys, I'm saying Gene, G-E-N-E, the Gene Keys. All right. There's also something here about communication. Aquarius is really important. There is something here about unforeseen events, but you will defeat anything that comes up. If there's any legal matters, I'm not giving legal advice, but if there's any legal stuff coming up, you will be able to defeat it because eagles fly heights that crows cannot reach, and it seems like anything that's trying to come at you, Aquarius is a crow and you're an eagle, so you fly heights that they can't reach. So for some of my Aquarians, your intelligence and your ability to stay unemotional and logical in a situation and simply say the facts of the situation and leave it at that is what is going to precisely make you win the situation, Aquarius. Now, there's also something here about setbacks, theft. There can be something here around illnesses, but there is recovery if you take time. There's something here of needing to keep secrets, and any secrets that you break or betray, you will be betrayed tenfold, so be really cautious on that and watch your tongue. There's also something here about the more service that you provide, whether that is volunteering, volunteering at an animal shelter, volunteering at homeless shelters, volunteering for different homes. This is being highlighted, and by doing this, you will kind of it will help you to win any legal struggles. It will help you to win any personal struggles. It will help you to get over any resentments and bitterness from betrayals that you have perhaps been holding on to. For some of my Aquarians, there's also something here about fantasizing too much, and you need to get out and be of service. It's like God is wanting you to get out and be of service, to not sit. I'm also seeing a lot of darkness here, so a lot of my Aquarians are being told to get outside more. If you can't get outside because of the weather, totally understandable, but you can go out to places like a mall, you can go out to places like an animal shelter and volunteer. You can find other volunteer opportunities, and you can volunteer in these places. You can go to public libraries. There's something here about needing to be around more people, Aquarius, and kind of change things up. It's getting a little stuffy. Changing the air filters, Aquarius, is also important, and perhaps even investing in an air purifier will really help if you've been noticing having any like allergies, respiratory systems, itchy eyes, sneezing, any like throat stuff or anything like that. Getting an air purifier, opening your windows once a week and allowing the air to really push through the home, and running your fans, even if it is cold. Sometimes it's really nice to just like turn the heat off, open all the windows, let your house just clear out for like 30 or 45 minutes, and then, you know, get back to it. All right, Pisces. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Pisces. A lot of my Pisces are going to be getting a lot of prophetic dreams. So you're going to be having dreams that feel really real. You can be seeing like past situations. You can wake up and be like, wait, was that a dream? Or is that, and then, yeah. Because for some of my Pisces, there's something here about like super vivid dreams. There's also something here I'm hearing in the nick of time. I'm hearing A Wrinkle in Time. I believe that's a book or a movie. There's also something here, oh my gosh, what are they called? An hourglass. Like the sand through the hourglass. So there, I'm also seeing like a feather pen. So writing can be really important. Maybe even getting a feather pen could be like something that takes your creative oof to the next level, Pisces. You will be discovering something in your own expression and communication by writing more. There's something here about passing a divine test. Archangel Michael is with you, so this is a huge thing. He is on your side. For some of my Pisces, you need to stand strong. You need to show your proud fighting spirit. You need to combat towards a just cause. And so for some of my Pisces, you need to get out of bed and use that sword and use it well and with creativity, but do not let people push you over to the wayside. Yes, water is not a solid form, but the ocean could arguably be the strongest element if we really look at it, because the ocean's ferocious and she is very merciless and very unforgiving. And with you having Archangel Michael here and all of these seagulls, there is something here a lot about water, the ocean, and she's also on a dragon in the Archangel Michael card. So you do have good fortune coming through to you. I'm also seeing the Justice card. I know it's not out here, but I'm seeing the Justice card. So something of balancing the scales. So Pisces, whatever has been imbalanced will become balanced through you speaking up, but speaking in right action. So you have to make sure that what you're saying is of the truth and nothing but the truth. And if you speak in your truth, what is it? Speak your truth even if your voice shakes, I believe is what the quote is. By doing this, you might feel like a little like, whew, am I gonna, and it's like, no, you're going to get, because you have the wisdom of the owl behind your tongue right now. So it's like whatever you speak, Pisces, is wise and it is true and it cannot be debated. And at the same time, you're able to communicate it in a way that it is received because of your Piscean flowy nature. And that is the beauty of your energy at this time, Pisces, is you can make something that's really intense, something that is a struggle. You can soften it, but you can also keep the power behind the softness. You know, water in the ocean may be soft, but it does not at all subtract from its power. All right, moving on to Aries. Oh, you could also be like in administrative work, doing a lot of math. I guess it is tax season, so for some of my Pisces, just make sure that you are doing everything right on your taxes, adding the numbers up correctly, or having your accountant, like double checking your accountant's work, etc., etc. All right, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Aries. Woo! Aries, you are being protected against arrogant and untrustworthy people at this time. You are also gaining your crown. You're gaining notoriety. You have a guarantee of recognition of your merits because you've worked hard and people have been trying to humiliate and slander you. However, because you've been working hard, you are able to stop tyrants and you have all of the angels behind your back to help you stop tyrants at this time. You are a pioneer and a leader, so never let anyone ever make you think that you need to be a part of the crowd. You are also having a miraculous recovery here, so for any of my Aries who have been dealing with anything with their health, you have full redemption. Gold and yellow are your power colors, and white and baby blue. There's also something here about fertility. So for some of my Aries, there are literally children in both of these cards. I mean, baby angels. So for some of my Aries, if you have loved ones crossed over, animals or children, my condolences, but they are with you at this time. They're always protecting you. If you have kids and animals or pets on this side, they love you and they're always with you, and they are absolutely a part of your spirit soul tribe to help you bring more fruit into your harvest. There's also something here of some of my Aries could look into jobs around being a priest, going into psychology, being a teacher, working with children, working with animals. You will be traveling a lot more in the next coming months. There's something here, Aries, about getting more education is going to help you along your path and is going to help you pull in multiple streams of income. So Spirit really wants you to focus on working on an education for the next 3 months at least. So some of my Aries, you can be researching different things. And I know for some, I graduated college, but there are still certain things that I want to learn. So I have found ways to go through online school to get different degrees and different programs. And, I'm working on one right now with my harp to become a therapeutic musician. And so it's you can do certain things that you may not be inclined, how am I trying to say this? For some of my Aries, there's something here you want to do, but you feel like you can't afford it. You feel like it would take too long. You're giving all of these excuses. And God, just like I said at the very beginning of this reading, it's what is for you is for you. It doesn't matter if you don't reach that and get that certificate and that education or that degree until you're 60, or whether it happens when you're 18. It doesn't matter when it happens. What is for you, and it will be fulfilled. We literally have, I didn't even read this last one, aids to complete projects. So anything that is a project here that you want to learn, Aries, you are being told to go full throttle and to be ambitious. Ambition should be your word of the season. Being punctual is important. Loyalty is important. And we also have another card on protecting you from gossip and slander and these arrogant, untrustworthy tyrants. Any mishaps or work quarrels will go in your favor. All right, after Aries is Taurus. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Bless you, Northwest. And again, you guys, I will have this video saved over on YouTube after this. I will timestamp all the signs. Please go over there, subscribe, and like the video, and share the video if it helps you at all so that it can help uplift and align others. All right, Taurus, slow and steady wins the race, honey. Beaver and dragon are also spirit animals for you. So is that with Aquarius? I think that was with Aquarius. It might have been Aquarius. I think it was Aquarius. Maybe it was Capricorn. I don't know. Go back because you could be dealing with an Aquarius or a Capricorn, or maybe it was even in Pisces reading. But Taurus, you have Archangel Michael with you. And so there is something here, the beaver, the tortoise, and the dragon. Now, you could be one of these embodying one of these animals, or you could be dealing with multiple people, like you're on a team. For some of my Taurans, I'm seeing this in work. In work, you could be we're all butting heads, da-da-da-da. Well, yeah, because a dragon, a turtle, and a beaver are not even remotely the same type of animals. However, they all have different strengths. And so there's something here, Taurus, about if you are butting heads in family, if you're butting heads with work, if you're butting heads in any sort of situation, God wants you to sit back and ask yourself, can I see what this person's strength is? Can I see what this person's strength is? Can I see what my own strength is? And now, can I be honest about what my weakness is? And instead of me saying what that person's weakness is, can I ask them, hey, what is your weakness? What is something that you feel, where do you think you kind of struggle? Because Taurus, by asking them what they think their weakness is, then you're not accusing them, and you inspire them into self-inquiry, which is going to bring about a much more positive resolution, Taurus, rather than you saying, well, my weakness is this and your weakness is that. They're wait, what? So you are playing God now and you're telling me what my weakness is, that's just going to make people butt heads again. So there's something here, Taurus, about just like slow and steady, and beavers build dams. There's something here about an environmental change. So for some of my Taurans, you are looking to move, or you could just up and have to move. You could want to move. You could have already recently moved and you're like, man, I just moved, but like this does not feel right. Do I really have to move again? Spirit says the rescuer God is coming through here and is going to protect you in a time of need. It is teaching you to heal and control your emotions and to not be impulsive or act irrationally or speak rashly. So there's something here of like, by you slowing down, basically by you not playing God and you letting God play God, God will rescue you and speed things up for you because you get out of his way. So Taurus, you need to just get out of his way, slow down, listen more, and allow yourself to let eloquence be your word for the week, for the month. Eloquence. And every day, just wake up and be like, how can I be eloquent today? How can I be eloquent today? Like, let that be your focus, Taurus, because by doing that, I promise you, you are going to radically change your work environment by you changing your energy when you go into the office, by you changing your energy when you get home to your children, to your spouse, to your friends, your family. It is going to show you having a solid character in a time of uncertainty or crisis, and that is going to give calm and peace to everyone around you, and it's going to naturally diffuse the situation, and then like that, God comes through and rescues you. How? Because you didn't push. You didn't go, I'm a bull, I'm gonna go drive through the situation. You said, I'm a bull, but today I'm gonna be a tortoise, an eloquent tortoise. By being an eloquent tortoise, Taurus, God's going to come through and really be like, solid character, Taurus. Good on you. We love it. All right. We love to see it. All right. Next is Gemini. Again, you guys, this video is going to go over on YouTube. I will timestamp everything. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Gemini. So for my Geminis. Gemini, Elephant, and Tortoise is coming through for you. This is a different tortoise card though. So for some of my Geminis, you could be working off your debts. You could feel like someone was indebted to you. You could feel like you're in debt because of someone else. But you also have Archangel Raphael coming through for you. And Archangel Raphael is all about deep healing. So for some of my Geminis, if you feel like you've been having a lot of mishaps when it comes to your money, there's unfaithfulness here. And there's travel. So if you feel like you've been unfaithful, your partner has been unfaithful, you feel like there has been something going on with your money, with your relationships, all this stuff, Archangel Raphael is coming through to help heal the situation for you. However, it does require you to clean up your body first. So, I said this at the beginning of the video. Being completely sober from all substances, everything, when you completely purify and empty yourself out, that is when God can do his work the quickest. So even if it's something that you don't believe in doing long term, I really want to encourage my Geminis to at least try it for 30 days. Because after 30 days, you may get your finances flipped around entirely in such a way, and Archangel Raphael will heal and bring in such miracles for you that you're wondering, what the heck, how did this even happen? And it's all because you actually cleaned up and purified what you're putting into your vessel, what you're consuming. And the saying goes, we are what we eat, Gemini, but that's not just what we eat with our mouth, it's what we eat, what we consume with our eyes, what we consume with our ears, what we consume with what we're touching, with what we consume with what we're smelling. There's something, because smell can be temptation. For some of my Geminis, there's something here that could be like tempting. For some of my Geminis, you could be in politics, or you could be pushed towards politics, so there can be like shady politicians or things like that going around. For some of my Geminis, you could be wanting to get into journalism, travel, you could be a doctor or work in medicine. Movement, breathwork, and medicine would be powerful areas of expertise and education for you during this time. You are supposed to be multi-talented and multifaceted, and you are supposed to have at least 3 jobs, Gemini. For some of my Geminis, you are supposed to have a full 7 streams of income, and it could have something, like one thing is in politics, another thing is specifically around travel, another thing is specifically around writing or journalism or copyright, another thing has to do with being a doctor or working in medicine, or being like a rep of some sort. Another thing could be in like breathwork or yoga or movement or something physical. Like, There's just, and something here with herbs, because there's a garden here and a butterfly. So you could even be like, oh, I'm going to be a beekeeper. And you could decide like, oh, I'm going to start a business of making honey, and I'm going to rescue and breed bees at my house and do like a little bee house. I don't know, I'm saying that for some of my Geminis. That would actually be a really good thing for you. In fact, you will actually find a lot of healing within yourself, Gemini, by connecting to herbs or animals or insects specifically, like butterflies and bees. Like I said, elephant was coming through really strong. And you know, what is it? Like one hyena is not going to attack an elephant. It's going to take a pack of hyenas to attack or a lion. But one lion isn't going to attack an elephant, and it would take a pack of lions, and even then a pack of lions may not attack an elephant. So Gemini, you may not realize just how much of the elephant you are in the situation, and you're surrounded by hyenas and lions, but you're the elephant. So like, what are you waiting for? You know, there's something here where it's like, and we have the turtle that's slow and steady. So for some of my Geminis, you could feel like you're slow to do something. You could feel like you were too old to do something. You're behind the scene. You're catching on slow to something, and Spirit's like, my best work is done slow and steady through devotion. This brings longevity and it brings security. And so Gemini, there's something here about defeating jealousy or envy that you may have over other people's situations, especially if you are in the political scene or traveling a lot. It can be, you know, tempting to feel envy or jealousy. I was going to say genvy. We're combining the two words there. To feel genvy. Ooh, I love making up words. And Spirit is saying, no, like observe when those emotions or thoughts come through you and let them be observed, and then let them go out. All right, I think I spent like so much time on Gemini. After Gemini is Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Cancer. All right, for Cancer. Well, Cancer, you must be dealing with a Gemini, or you're someone who is on the cusp. You have Jupiter working for you. However, you also, or Taurus, because eloquence is also your word. Be cautious about sarcasm or treachery. Salesman, publicist, literature, things like this are coming up. Politics are also coming up for you. Travel's also coming up for you. There's something here with you, Cancer, about being highly obedient. Listening to deer and elk spirit will be a really powerful animal totem for you during this time. You know, deer has a medicine of being eloquent. Like the deer, how do I want to say this? There's like a comforting, feminine, but the elk is masculine protector. I'm seeing like the white stag. You know, in like medieval literature, you know, like the white stag was always seen as this mythological creature that, you know, the knights would always go out into the forest and they would try and hunt the white stag. It's like they were always trying to get the white stag. But it's like the white stag can never be caught. He had this sort of reverence about him, this sort of je ne sais quoi about him. And so Cancer, there's something here with you and exuding that energy. Also white, silver, taupe, mauve, tan, any like colors like that, like neutrals, but like really light neutrals, are your power colors during this season. Simple. That's the other thing I was going to say with deer. There's something here about like simplicity. Less is more, especially when dealing with the justice system. There's also something here about envy, jealousy, depression. So Cancer, you are being cautioned against those things and to catch yourself. Not try and push them away and bastardize them, but to observe them and let them flow through like deer medicine. You know, deer is just like bounding through the meadow and living the simple, just like this simple, eloquent life. Like I said, there's something here about sarcasm and treachery, and that can kind of go with envy and depression and jealousy. It's a slippery slope is what Spirit is saying. And so there's a strong need here, Cancer, to make sure that you are always protecting your peace and make sure that you are always being obedient to the light is what I'm hearing, but also obedient to like accepting your role. in a situation. Like for some of my Cancers, there could be a situation where it's like you don't want to fully accept your role in a situation. And this can also be for some of my Cancers, I'm hearing, well, that's because they're not really living up to their role. So if they're not living up to their role, I don't need to live up to mine. But it doesn't work like that, Cancer. You know, it's like the analogy of two people playing tug of war on a rope. It only takes one person to let go of that rope for both people to heal. And so there's something here, Cancer, of making sure that you don't get baited into jealousy, baited into sarcasm, baited into these sort of situations. And that is when you are assured your success. All right, after Cancer is Leo. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Leo. All right, Leo, there's something here. Okay, money, 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 money. That's what I'm hearing. All right, I'm actually seeing, you know, whenever you go to like, I don't know, it was called Perfect Swing where I grew up, but just like a celebration station. What is it? Dave & Buster's, I guess, like that kind of, but not so much Dave & Buster's. More like something that has like a big playpen. Meow Wolf, the adult version. So for some of my Leos, you need to like get out and play. I don't know, some of you guys could be gambling because I am seeing a casino here. For some of my Leos, make sure that you're being practical. You are the author of your destiny, and there's something here of not letting your circle influence you away from what you know your destiny is. Because for some of my Leos, there could be a family quarrel here. There could be something that you're trying to deal with, a greedy business partner, a bitter family member, resentful family. Like you're trying to appease someone, but you're also trying to live your truth. And you're splitting yourself by doing this. And God is asking you to cancel out your fear of what they are going to think or perceive about you showing up in your power and your truth, and you letting yourself paint the canvas. You know, it's almost like I'm seeing an artist like sit down, they're like, all right, and they're like getting in the flow, they start painting, and as soon as their brain like switches into that theta state and they really start getting into the masterpiece, it's like the nagging wife or nagging husband or nagging roommate or nagging boss, like someone here comes in and they're like stomping through, and they're greedy and they're a strong energy, it's like a strong person, and they can almost just take your piece, just like snag it like that. And it's like, I don't know, get a lock for the door, like put your phone on airplane mode, like have stronger boundaries, but not from a place of being defensive, but from a place of simply honoring and protecting your peace, and do so with a smile. And this is going to defeat intolerance. It's like other people being intolerant of you choosing yourself is because they're only projecting onto you their own intolerance of them not choosing themselves. And because they're not choosing themselves, they're going to project onto you that you're so this and you're so that because you're choosing yourself. And it may feel risky, but it will be a fruitful investment for you to fully invest in your good fruit rather than letting someone else pluck or spoil your fruit. All right, after Leo is Virgo. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Virgo. You guys, I will timestamp this after. Please check your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. And please hit that like button and subscribe when this goes over on YouTube. And share the channel if you feel called. All right, so Virgo, we have Venus, love. Ooh, can you feel the love tonight? Ooh, okay. Virgo, there is love. Must be love on the brain. All right, is that Rihanna? So love on the brain, and can you feel the love tonight? Eternal love. Ooh, this could be a work love. Be careful because you could be having some babies. You could be buying a diamond for this person. This person could be buying a diamond for you. You could be flying a kite with this person. Kite. Why a kite? I'm hearing The Kite Runner. That's a book. There's something here about resolving family problems, any issues with like school, enrollment, loans or applications to things, like kind of working through these. I'm also seeing someone like traveling, so this can be like passport stuff or like just little mishaps here and there. We are in the Mars retrograde shadow period until about March. You are an artist. You are supposed to focus on your fashion, Virgo. So Spirit really wants you to work on expressing yourself through what you wear to that next level, like take it up a notch. There's something here where it's like you may have a couple favorite outfits, Virgo, that you feel like really honor and express your heart, where you just feel like really good in them, but you're like, I don't know if I really want anyone to see me in this. A good example for me is like, big cats, I'm like hugely connected to them. I love big cats. And I have, like my lion costume. I have like a little leopard costume. And I keep those things to myself because some people get really weirded out by them. But I wore my lion costume in my Chosen One video last night because I was like, you know what? I just need to let myself express. I just need to do that. And some people may be upset about that, and it's not for them to judge. Again, see the beginning of this reading that I spoke about, where your path is between you and God, and your life and your judgment is only between you and God. And as John 4:20 says, if a man who is a Christian judges another man who is a Christian, he does not love God. He is a liar. And as Matthew 7:1 says, judge not lest you shall be judged. And so don't worry, Virgo, because you are getting full permission here to show up as the pure, innocent soul that God designed you to be. And you are unique, and you are out there, and you are supposed to express yourself in a new way with your fashion, and you are an artist. So own it and have no shame whatsoever in what that expression looks like. As long as you are being pure in your heart and you're not hurting anyone, you are honoring Him by honoring your heart. So Virgo, you will be defended from slander. You are getting freedom and justice in a situation. You also could be moving. There also is a need here for lifestyle changes. So this was showing up in another one of the signs. Was it Taurus, I think? There's something here about needing to change up, in Gemini, needing to change up the people that you hang around because you got some bad fruit, you got some bad apples around you. And as we know, Virgo, you have to be equally yoked for you to move forward. So if you feel like you're at this stagnation and you're like, how do I get to the next level of expansion, Virgo? You need to be with someone who's equally yoked. You need to have friends who are equally yoked. You need to be in an environment, in a career industry where you are equally yoked. How are you going to find those people? By wearing the fashion that really expresses who the F you are. Like, you need to get out there. And that is also perhaps, Virgo, how you're going to find the love of your life. You could already know this person, you could be watching this person, or they could be watching you, but you haven't reached out yet, or they haven't reached out yet. You could also have to get divorced first, or like figure something out with custody, or you could be separate from this person, like across the country, because we do have travel here. All right, after Virgo is Libra. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Libra. Libra, you could feel like you have some setbacks. You could be keeping a secret. The monkey back, the monkey's back, the monkey's back, the monkey's uncle. That's from the Lion King. For some of my Libras, yeah, we have threats, difficulties, keeping secrets. You do have a rapid recovery. There could be theft here, setbacks. So hopefully you're not the one threatening or stealing or causing setbacks or keeping secrets. But for some of my Libras, you are. And for some of my Libras, you are on the other end of this. For some of my Libras, there's something here of really needing to take a creative risk to get out of your current situation and to cross the bridge. Because there's something here where my Libras are like stuck somewhere. You're trying to strategize how to get over there, but how you get over there is actually like not going through, but it's transcending the situation. So for a lot of my Libras, there's something here where it's like you're being too cerebral, you're being too cognitive about a situation, you're being too much in your head, because it's all in my head. I think about it over and over again. So some of my Libras, you keep thinking about something over and over and over again, and it's like that is not going to help you overcome the situation at all. Whereas if you blindfold yourself and listen to just instrumental music from like a different culture, like a country that you haven't been to, like listen to a language where you don't understand the lyrics. So you can't think and you can't compute what the words mean. So you can't think about it. Because there's something here, as soon as you get into your heart, listen to your heart. When she's calling for you, listen to your heart. So Libra, it's like by listening to your heart, all of a sudden you'll just choo. It's like God's literally just going to like pick you up like one of those, grab things at a celebration station, Dave and Buster's. I don't know what they're called. God will literally just pick you up and then you'll take the blindfold off and be like, holy crap, would you look at that? I made it over this bridge. Rather than like trying to find a way to make it over the bridge by thinking and thinking and thinking and strategizing and how can I steal this, it's almost like a Libra's like over here like how do I steal that to get, and it's like you don't have to take anything from anyone to get over there. And again, Libra, maybe you're on the other side of this, but I mean, this is just how it's coming through really strongly. And please check your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements because it may not be your sign for this reading. Keep that in mind as well. All right, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, Scorpio. All right, so Scorpio. You guys, this video will save over on my YouTube channel. Please go over there, like and subscribe. I am 2 signs away from it being uploaded on my YouTube channel, so. All right, so for Scorpio, you have protection from persecutors and slanderers. You have success in your work industry right now. You are going through a difficult phase, or you have just gone through a difficult phase. You have great valor. You're extremely adaptable. And the dolphin is your spirit animal at this time. Dolphins are incredibly intelligent. They're one of the most smart species in the world. 411 could be an angel number for you. Also, 7s and 1s. So 411 is also like, what's the sitch? Like, what's the situation? So isn't that like the info, the number of calling info? For some of my Scorpios, you will have better luck when you travel, or if you recently traveled and left a place, you'll have better luck now that you've left that place, because there's something here about needing to leave or travel to kind of overcome and leave something behind. You also have really good business when it comes to working with foreign countries. So for a lot of my Scorpios, you could just be starting out to branch and working with new countries. So for a lot of my Scorpios, if you're like, why have I not found my people? Why am I not finding my life partner? I've been single for years. I have no friends. My family's all betrayed me. What's going on in my life? Then all of a sudden, it's like you meet people that like your language is really difficult for them and you don't understand their main language, but like your heart feels their heart and their heart feels your heart and you just connect. And it's like this symbiotic, I don't know, there's something here with like artistry and being able to like learn a new language. Like the best way to learn a new language is to just go to that country and spend a couple months there and live with people, and then you just learn the language naturally that way. I'm seeing that for a lot of my Scorpios. Also for my Scorpios who play an instrument, that is a language. And so knowing or learning an instrument is going to make it easier for you to learn a new language. There's science in this. So if you don't already play an instrument, Scorpio, then learning how to play an instrument can be like a preparation for you before you really start traveling and getting that. All right, for some of my Scorpios, there's something here about needing to have more discernment with the people that you allow around you. You could be very private at this time. There's also nobility being granted to you. You could also have a really strong connection to cats, cat spirits. And cats have 9 lives. So for some of my Scorpios, this is horrible, but for some of my Scorpios, there's someone who's like, why can't I kill you? And you're like, because bish, I got 9 lives and he protects me because I love him and I'm walking in his divine path that he gave me. And because I'm walking the path that he designed for me, no one can stop me. God protects me and God fights all my battles. No weapon in spirit or physical against me shall prosper. I am highly favored and protected from all evil. And that is facts, Scorpio. So you're also, Scorpio, you're the death card. You can't kill death. You can't kill death. It just literally can't happen. Can't happen. You also have rapid success in recovery from a situation, the butterfly, so you could be coming out of your chrysalis in the next month. You feel like you're in the cocoon. Spirit is telling you to trust, to allow your charisma to express and to allow your femininity to shine. So for any of my Scorpios who are women who perhaps are used to operating in their masculine because they've been condemned or they have felt some sort of unsafeness with sitting back and really allowing their femininity to be vulnerably out there and exposed, you are being encouraged to allow your vulnerability to be expressed and exposed. And for my Scorpio men's, same thing. It's like you're being encouraged here to be more vulnerable and to allow your heart to show. You know, dolphins are extremely passionate as well. So for some of my Scorpios, if you have been single for a while, if you've had difficulty on the relationship front, you could be meeting someone. All right, after Scorpio is Sagittarius, last but not least. And you guys, again, please hit that like button, go over and subscribe. It helps make this channel grow. This will be on YouTube, and I will timestamp the video in the comment section. All right, so last but not least, Sagittarius, you are taking your throne. I'm hearing rigor. Ooh. Okay, now I'm hearing rigor mortis. Isn't that what happens after people die? Okay. My condolences for any Sagittarians who have lost someone, because I do feel that energy very strongly here. I'm also seeing daisies. Getting daisies or keeping daisies and white roses can be really powerfully healing for you. Also, a willow tree, there's something here about that, the energy of a willow tree. For some of my Sages, there's something here about letting yourself spend more time with the trees and nature. Like needing to just get some fresh air and just look up at the sky, whether that's like the blue sky, whether it's the night sky, whether it's like sitting somewhere in nature and just staring at trees. You know, one of my favorite things to do whenever I'm walking or just out in nature is to, well, I love slacklining because I love like, whenever I'm slacklining, I imagine that the tree that I'm walking towards, I just like introduce myself to that tree. And I must have this like consent, like, you know, I want to get like consent from the trees, and I'm like, all right, can I like walk this path with you? May I present myself to you? Like, there's something here, Sagittarius, about letting yourself listen to, like, okay, now I'm hearing from the book The Alchemist. You know, he speaks about the language of the world, the language of the universe, which that can be God, 100%. There's something here of like letting yourself listen to the universal language and animals and nature and the wind. It's like nature is going to be speaking to you and through you this week. And if you have a passed on loved one, they are with you. They are, oh my gosh, I just got insane chills. Like Sagittarius, they are with you and they're watching you and they are protecting you. And they want you to be more gentle with yourself. If you've been stressed, if you've been feeling ill, you will recover here. You will get your strength back. If you've been having insomnia or nightmares or difficulty sleeping, this loved one is coming in around you to just like blanket you and to just hold you. Okay, I was going to share this. I wasn't going to share this. I'm going to share this now. When I was in acupuncture earlier, every week whenever I go to my acupuncture appointment, I always get the strongest visions. And I also want to say, you know, I think it's hilarious that people use, I'm not judging people, I'm just saying, I think it is hilarious that people think that you have to take a substance outside of yourself to see the other realms, because you can hallucinate fully just on your own breath. You can hallucinate fully playing a musical instrument or by listening to a drum beat and actually getting into that theta state. You can completely transcend this world and you can get into that state in your mind. And for some of my Sagittarians, you can be having some really vivid dreams during this time, or spirit is actually guiding you towards checking out like shamanic drumming, listening to a drum beat and allowing yourself to get into that state. But what I was saying during my acupuncture appointment today, so I always get really strong visions, and today like I was laying there with the needles in me a lot longer than I'm always really grateful whenever it's like not super busy in there and I can just like stay on the bed longer. So I was on there for like 90 minutes, and about, I'm assuming like 60 minutes in, like all of these gold angels just started swarming me, and my body was just like, you know, when something like really good happens and you get like the good butterfly feeling, or I don't know what to call it. It's like yeah, you just get like the good shivers. I was getting that repeatedly, and I just could not stop smiling. And I was like, hello, Nutch Mama, hello, Nutch Papa, hello, Grandpa Joe. Like, I was just seeing all of my deceased grandparents and relatives, and it was so comforting, and it was one of the most powerful experiences, and I journaled about it as soon as I came home. So for some of my Sagittarians, there's something here. Yeah, we have solitude, we have inheritance, we have family, ancestors. There's something here on saving your energy at this time and allowing yourself to just deeply rest in solitude and nature with your deceased loved ones, and ask them, like, do you have something to say to me? Or let them hear what you want to say to them. Like, have a conversation with them. They are listening, Sagittarius. They want to hear what you have to say, and they want to take any of your pain away. They want to help you through whatever it is that you're experiencing here. There's also something here, Sagittarius, where you can feel like you've had such a delay on a situation. You've been going through all these tests. Spirit is doing this because there is a better foundation coming in, but Spirit also is wanting you to get to the root of a talent that has been buried, that you are supposed to be really successful on, but you haven't really pushed through yet because you feel like it's so much work. You're like, I just haven't, I don't know. So it's like you've been doing something here, and then you give up. You do it, and then you give up. You do it, and you give up. And Spirit is like, okay, let's look at Thomas Edison. You know, some people say he failed 10,000 times, and then he made the light bulb. Whereas Thomas Edison will say, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I learned 10,000 ways to not make electricity, and then I made electricity. And so Sagittarius, it's like your loved ones are saying you are supposed to do this thing. You know, J.K. Rowling, she was poor and went through all of her life, and it wasn't until she was older, and then she wrote Harry Potter, and then all of a sudden, boom, you know, it's like, for some of my Sagittarians, you feel like you missed the mark on something, and Spirit says, no, honey, like, your greatest blessing hasn't even begun yet. All right, I love you guys. If you'd like a personal reading, hit me up, and I am going to save this over on YouTube. Please subscribe and like to the channel. Thank you.